Hello everyone, welcome to My English, My Life, an online program to learn English classes. And today we move into ninth class, Unit 3, C reading. That is, most of the children will hesitate and they will get irritation after the completion of schools. When they reach their homes, when they open the books, they will remain all the homeworks. So that become very irritating word for every student who are in the school or in the college. So homework is the word which irritates every student, because some of the students after going home they want to play some time, they want to relax for some time, but if they got heavy homework, that makes them to irritate because of the word homework. So today we move into the lesson homework. There we are going to learn some important things. What are the benefits of homework, what are the drawbacks, and what are the merits and demerits and advantages and disadvantages of homework. Let's begin the class. Homework has historically been given to students to reinforce what they learn at school and ultimately to help them learn the material better. However, too much homework is not helpful and can be counterproductive. Excessive amounts of time spent on completing homework can take away the kids' social life, family time, and it limits their participation in sports and other activities. The amount of homework a teacher has to give to a student should be restricted. So not from this year or from past year, from the beginning of the education life, from the beginning of the schools, a student is getting homeworks. So homework is not a bad work which was assigned by the teachers to students. That is very good. That will enhance, that will reinforce our knowledge. Why? Because, for example, what you learn in the school, if you go home and if you revise all the topics what explained in the school, in a short time we will remember, everything will be in our mind. So there will be no problem, there will be no question of forgetting when we revise or when we complete the homework on time. If not, we will forget the topics. At the same time, if we get excessive homeworks, for example, a student will be at home for up to 5 o'clock. After 5 to 9:30 is the time, 4.5 hours, exactly, 4.5 hours. So in these 4.5 hours, how many works they can do? Means they have to spend time with family, they have to play sports and games outside of the home, and they have to have dinner, and they have to take a fresh up, and everything we have to consider. On basing of that, we should give a homework, not only single subject. Every teacher should consider that they have only 4.5 hours before the sleep. So by considering the 4 and 30 minutes, we should give a homework. For example, if you give a question for day, so it will take nearly 15 to 30 minutes. If you get the same all subjects, 6 subjects, one question, it will take 30 minutes for a student to learn and to understand and to write again and to keep in his mind and to prepare for tomorrow's answering the question. So each subject will take 30 minutes. So nearly it will take 3 hours for all subjects to cover one question. It will take 3 hours to complete a student one question per day. And remaining 1.5 hours, he has to fresh up and he has to pick games. But nowadays, what is going on in the schools means they are getting excessive homeworks. Each subject getting 4 or 5 pages of reading, 4 or 5 subjects of writing. So then it will become a big task for a student, and immediately they will get irritation when they heard the word homework. But homework is to enhance the student's life. But nowadays it become a big problem for every student to get homeworks, because the teachers are giving excessive amount of homework that makes them to take away the interest on studies. At the same time, they are losing the time, spending the time with family members and physical activities. So everything they are losing because of excessive homework. As a teacher, we should consider the time limit for a student and how much time they are having at home. So by considering all those things, we have to divide our homeworks. That makes a student to learn actively without any hesitates. Critically acclaimed author Tamim Ansari reports that since 1981, the amount of homework given to an average 6th class child has increased by more than 50%. Many people claim that the increase in homework dates as far back as 1957. The new competition that emerged served as an incentive for schools to try to increase the volume of the curriculum. The amount of homework increases with the increases in the class. So, as one author who written in 1981, he said that from 1957 to till now, they got 50% of homework, excessive homework. So that makes a student to lose all his physical activities, and they are not spending time with parents, and they are not spending time with the brothers or sisters to share all the feelings what happened in the school. So that makes them to have a not a good relationship with the parents. At the same time, it became a big border, and it made a big building between a border for the parent and the student to learn or to discuss some things what is happening in the school. So homeworks made a student to more increase the burden of reading. At the same time, Tamim Ansari said that the homework has been increasing as per the school. For example, for example, 5th class, 1 page homework, 6th class, 3 pages, 7th class, 4 pages. So like that, the class wise they are going to increase the homework as per the basing of their curriculum, what they are following, either state or central or international, so whatever it may be. So but a good education curriculum should be based on homework, that should be limited and make a student to participate in all over development. Many teachers define large amounts of homework, claiming that it helps to prepare students for a world that is becoming increasingly competitive. However, Dr. Carlock, the author of The End of Homework, argues that doing homework during high school has little or no effect on successful study skills of the students when they join in the school. So most probably many teachers will say one word, that is, if you give more homework, they will study more and they will get more. But one author, what we discuss is Carlock, the author of the end of homeworks. There he clearly mentioned during schoolings, whatever the homeworks we given, what we thought that if we give more homework they will learn more, that is no use, because when they enter the college, that will help. No, there is no help of the schooling homework in the college, because they have to prepare their own, they have to write their own in the colleges. But what we make in the school means we'll make them to read our own answers. We won't give a chance for creativity, we won't give any chance for developing their knowledge, we won't give any chance for them to create their own answers, because of the force. Because of giving more work, they will copy from others, they will copy from some of the source, they will copy from the internet, they will copy from the material. So by excessive homeworks, they won't use their brain, they won't use their knowledge, they will go for getting answer from somewhere. So that became a big problem. So clearly he mentioned it is no use to give excessive homeworks during schooling, because it won't help when they cross the school to college. Excessive amounts of homework can be harmful to kids both physically and mentally. A lot of homework usually means a lot of books to carry. 55% of masterate and institution in the USA children have, as per the survey of researchers of the Simmons College, carry loads heavier than 50% of their body weight, which is the suggested limit. Carrying large amounts of weight daily at a young age can do a lot of damage, because our bones are still in development stage. The US Consumer Product Safety Commission has reported that in 1999, more than 800 kids were treated in emergency wards for backpack-related injuries. Many of these injuries can lead to serious problems later in life, including chronic shoulder, neck, and back pain. So here, one of the topic we are going to discuss here, not only homework. If we have more homework, we should carry more books to home. For example, if you get English homework, you will carry only English book to your home. If you get mathematics, you will carry only math. If you get all subject, what should do? We have to carry all the books to our home. So by carrying all the books, most probably many surveys, not only in America, Australia, all over the world, especially in our India, we have a bag burden. So every student is carrying more than their weight. For example, if a lad is nearly 40 kgs to 30 kgs. He's carrying 50 kg of weight on his back. That makes them to bend. So by this bending, what is going to happen means they are getting a backbone pains, especially neck pains, and especially we can come to know that by carrying the heavy weight on their backs, their bones are in the development stage. So at the time, by carrying them, their straight spinal cord will be bent like this, and at the same time their neck. So it makes a big problem in the next coming days. So most probably that is a big mistake what we are doing, what we are committing is because of homework. By giving excessive homework, they used to carry more bags on their backs. By carrying more bags on their back, more books on their back, that makes them to get back pain, neck pain, shoulder pains. So later it will affect on their personal life. The large amount of homework is causing kids in both high school and junior high school to be up until midnight or later. With extracurricular activities such as sports, clubs, etc. are added to the picture, kids may even have to wake up early next morning to finish their homework, leaving them with an insufficient amount of sleep. Some parents and teachers argue that it would be beneficial to the child's academics to limit the after-school activities. However, cutting the time out of few hours a week teenagers use for exercise could be a factor in growing obesity cases. So what happened, for example, we discussed in the beginning of the class. So if we give homework for 2 hours for each subject, it will take nearly it will take 7 hours or 8 hours to complete all the homework for a student. So that makes them to stay up to 12 o'clock during midnight. So some parents are saying that it is very, very helpful for them to prepare for some competitive exam, something. It will be a benefit for them in the coming days. But they are losing their time for physical activities. Because of that, most of the children, you can see nowadays, the children are getting obesity, means big bellies, and having more problem and becoming very, very fatty, because they are not having any physical activities. They are not having any sports, they are not playing any games, they are not doing any cycling, they are not doing any skipping. So there is no physical activities, only sitting and reading and writing. So that made them to get more health issues, that make them to get obesity. So because of excessive homework, they are not spending time with parents. By excessive homework, they are not playing outside. By excessive homework, they are getting health issues. By excessive homework, they are not getting sufficient time for sleeping. So that become very, very problem. Health issues, physical issues, or mentally, physically, and emotionally, they are becoming weak because of homeworks. The number of children who are overweight has doubled in last 2 or 3 decades. Currently, 1 child out of 5 is overweight. The children are faced with more problems in school. Instead of learning and concentrating on their work, many children are developing low self-esteem and even depression because of teasing. The cases of obesity are growing most certainly due to lack of physical exercise. With more and more homework being assigned, kids simply do not have enough time for a proper amount of exercise. So previously we discussed the same word, that is, because of the excessive homework, they are not getting time for playing games. Because of that, they become very fat. So when they enter the school, the fat pillows, 100% every student will tease other students on basing of their physical appearance. If he become very fat, he'll say fatty or bablu or laddu. Some names they used to keep, and they used to tease his friend or her friend. Because of that, they are getting insult and they are going for depression because on basing of their physical appearance. Why they are getting all this? Out of 5, 1 is having the same problem. What is the basic problem for this? Means homework. Because of homework from the beginning level, they are not getting any time to play outside. They are not getting any sufficient for physical activities. They are not getting any sufficient time to do exercise, which make them to get bellies, overweight, and becoming fatty. So this is a big problem by homework. Homework also takes away the time that a kid could be spending time with his or her family. Rather than spending time bonding and building strong family relationships, parents and children argue over homework. Time is taken away from important aspects of daily life. This time is particularly precious in families with both parents working. The time spent by such parents with their children is very limited. This time could be better spent going out to dinner as a family or doing other activities the most families are not able to do because the kids don't have time to take a break from their homework schedule. So here we should have to identify one more thing that is previously earlier in the beginning of the class we discussed. One more the problem is a student is not getting time to spend with his or her family members. For example, both mother and husband, father and mother are employees. They're going out from the home in the morning and they will come in the evening. So after coming evening, they want to spend some time with his or her child. But the children are not having any time to spend with family, with their parents. Why? Because of excessive homework, they are not giving any time to talk with father or to mother. Weekend going for dinners and spending some time for amusement parks. So there is no time here. The parents are not having time. Here we should raise a point here. A student is not having a sufficient time to spend with his father or with his mother. So that is a big problem. Here a child is not getting any sufficient time to spend with family. There is no time for exercise. There is no time with the family. So emotionally, physically, mentally, a student is getting weak and becoming worst because of homeworks. When assignments are given carelessly and frequently, it causes students to lose interest in the subject. Negative results can also occur when a student is not able to complete his or her homework. Many times they will resort to copy the homework, having others to do their assignments or cheating in the tests. Bad habits such as these are likely to haunt kids through their lives and have an adverse effect on their moral judgment. Students will almost always take the easy way when it comes to homework. So clearly, because of the excessive homework, most in English, one of the writers said one word, that is 99% of mathematics homeworks are copied. That is exactly correct. So every student will copy or not. Why I said mathematics means it is very easy for them to copy. Other subjects they have to write their own answers. It becomes very hard for them. But when it comes to mathematics, it is same for all. So 99% all the homeworks of mathematics are copied homeworks. That is fact. Why they are copying means they are not getting any sufficient time to think and to write, because they are having all multiple subjects, multiple homework. At the same time, assignments. That assignments will give a more encouragement for a student. But if you give all assignments together, how they will complete? Where they will complete? When they will complete? Up to 5 they are in the school. After 5, where they have to go? They have to go home. Whether they have to complete English assignment or mathematics assignment or social science assignment or general science assignment, which subject they have to concentrate. They are small kids. As a teacher, we should consider them. We should think of their knowledge. And we should think of their mind when they have to spend the time with family. By considering all those things, we have to assign homework. But we won't consider anything, but simply we will assign homework. That makes them to get negative impact and adverse. By that, they will hate the subjects. Most of the students will hate some subject because of excessive homeworks. Some teachers, some students will hate English. Some teachers will get Hindi. Some teachers will hate some other subject. Why? Because by excessive work, they will get irritation. They will get negative impact. That made them to lose interest on the subject. That made them to lose a total interest. And day by day, their interest will lose on the subject because of excessive works or assignments. Not only that, that makes them to copy in the examinations. 90% when we are doing invigilation examinations, we will find most of children are trying to copy. Why they are getting copy in the examination means they are not having any sufficient time to read. For example, we have tomorrow examination. So for that we should give a sufficient syllabus. For example, one day they have a time. So for that we know that's the mind of child, how many questions he can read, how many lessons a child can read. So by considering that, we should maintain a syllabus for the examination. But we will go for excessive syllabus. By that, they won't read and they won't cover the entire syllabus. For that, they will copy and they will lose moral judgment. We are making them to forget about morals because of excessive homeworks. The use of homeworks is effective when used by the rule less is more. Overwhelming kids with loads of homework can cause them stress and possible physical injury. Homework takes away from the small amount of time kids get to spend with their parents and siblings. A limit on their physical and social activities can also take a large toll on their lives and could hinder their health and future relationships. This is not to say that homework should be abolished, but it should be limited. The homework should be always be creative and interesting so that the child can enjoy it. So here, the conclusion of the homework is not to avoid homeworks, but they should be limited. Less is more. They should limit it. At the same time, how the homeworks means they should be a creative thoughts. For example, when we come to English lessons, for example, we are discussing about homework. For some students, we have to give how homework is important, and we have to give one more topic of what are the disadvantages of homework. How the homeworks are impacting in the child's mind. So if you give a different questions, they will create their own answers. So that assignment will enhance them. That enhance will give more creativity. That will encourage them to do more and more. So homework should be creative. That should be limited. Homework should be simple and creative and limited so that every child can enjoy. So homework should be but not be abolished, but they should be limited. So that is the end of this lesson, homework. Thank you for watching. Please share and subscribe these videos who are watching, and meet you in the next class. Bye bye.